한국국제학교 제주 캠퍼스 11학년 노유현 학생입니다. 제주 4.3 한 걸음 더 나아가기 위한 기억, 제주 April 3rd, A Memory to Bring Us a Step Forward 란 주제로 발표하겠습니다.
On December 10th, 1948, in Paris, the United Nations proclaimed the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It claimed that every human being is born free and equal, and that all persons deserve right to freedom, right to life, liberty, and protection from cruel treatment or persecution of any kind. And just 5 days later, on this island of Jeju, more than 150 villagers were arrested, imprisoned for 3 days, then shot to death. For what? No reason at all. 73 years ago, human rights were non-existent on this island, the very island that we now call Korea's Island of Peace. What began as a civilian protest against the military occupation turned out as a full-scale massacre by the government that killed at least a tenth of Jeju's population. 30,000 lives. These weren't some glorious sacrifices. No, they were children, infants, pregnant women, elders, students like myself. Innocent and defenseless villagers brutally slaughtered. It was 30,000 of completely undeserved deaths. And it wasn't until decades after that the egregious truths of the Jeju 4-3 incident began to unveil. Today, what used to be buried under suppressed silence is at last being uncovered. Yet sadly, to most of our people, the story of Jeju 4-3 incident remains remote. Dear esteemed leaders of our country, of our island, and the Peace Foundation, a fundamental problem that I see as a student, an advocate, and a proud citizen is that currently information is difficult to access. Of course, textbooks may mention a word or two, but we all know that that's far from enough. The truth should be more approachable and available to a wider audience. This entire island is the living ruins of this history. We need a more active incorporation of tourism and visiting sites like beaches, waterfalls, and orums into the promotion of the 4-3 incident. There is also a lack of a cultural element. Movies, documentaries, novels, artworks, theater, we need more of those to incite emotion and inspire involvement. Studying our country's history, I grieve to see it been lost, distorted, denied, burned, and stolen. And the last thing that I want to see is the April 3rd of Jeju fade away, as it's so many other precious fragments of our own history that are now forgotten. Martin Luther King Jr. once said that we are not makers of history. We are made by history. 5 years ago, I came to this beautiful island, and experiencing the remnants of 1947, the April 3rd of Jeju has indeed become a part of who I am. And I wish that it would soon become a part of the rest of our people as well. The Jeju 4-3 incident is history, but it's not the past. It's history that we are living today, the history that we still can and must change. The victims are still alive, and their families will continue to carry on the memories and pain of what happened 73 years ago. And I invite all of you, and remind myself, to join and support them, because it is also our responsibility as much as it is theirs. We still have a long way to go, but for the past couple of years, I have been amazed witnessing the amount of change brought by the efforts of Jeju towards truth, reconciliation, and coexistence. I am pleasantly surprised to hear my friends and my families in Seoul and other parts of the country talk about and identify with this Jeju 4-3 incident. In fact, according to research, our past efforts for reconciling for the Jeju 4-3 incident is by far one of the most successful models worldwide. It's acknowledged globally for its government-civilian cooperation, as well as the vigorous and direct participation of our own citizens. Such progress is unparalleled by any other in the sense that we don't demand punishment, but embody and promote reconciliation, forgiveness, tolerance, and harmony, hence the name Island of Peace. April 3rd is the present and the future. Literally speaking, the day comes every year, and there are countless April 3rds ahead of us. I promise to make every April 3rd count towards uniting our nation and eventually accomplishing world peace. And I hope that you would too. Thank you very much.